Welcome to California State University, Long Beach, one of the most beautiful campuses in Southern California. You probably came to this school because there is so much to do. Enjoy class at one of our cutting-edge facilities. Bask on the commencement lawn between classes. Enjoy a drink at a local hotspot. But it's not all fun and games at CSULB. For instance, would you know what to do if you were on campus and a disaster struck, such as an earthquake, severe weather, or power outage? Join us as we take a look at CSULB When Disaster Strikes. You may think you're an expert at disaster readiness, but no matter how many cowboy action flicks you've seen at the local movie theater, you can still learn a lot from this instructional film. But first, we need to select a volunteer, someone to participate in our training. This person must be fresh, perhaps in need of a confidence boost. Someone who doesn't have the slightest idea what to do and... bingo! Boy, this palooka doesn't have a clue. We can safely assume that this young man is a freshman. Hey freshman, why the long face? I guess that answers my question. Don't be scared, we're here to help. You'd probably be a lot cooler if you knew what to do in a disaster, such as an earthquake or tornado, right? But come along with us and we'll show you the ropes. The university is your first line of defense in an emergency. At all ASI facilities, evacuation drills are conducted at least once per semester. When you hear the alarm, everyone leaves the building. Don't panic, it's just a drill. Emphasis is placed on a safe and orderly evacuation. Sophisticated alarm systems detect smoke, fire, and heat, emitting a bright flashing light, a repeated horn blast, and in some areas, a pre-recorded voice message. This system is hardwired to the University Police Department. But it's not all bells and whistles. The true hero on the front lines of disaster response is the CSULB Building Marshal. Thoroughly trained in disaster prevention, the Building Marshal will lead an evacuation and is trained in the usage of specialized equipment, including fire extinguishers, alarm pull stations, evac chair, two-way radio communications, smoke detectors. The Building Marshal is called into action by the sound of the fire alarm or when a verbal order has been given to evacuate. Leading everyone out in a safe and orderly manner, they prevent re-entry, report injuries, and identify locations of trapped individuals. The Building Marshal will guide you to a safe area at least 100 feet away from the building. Reporting back to their supervisor, they will continue to block all entry points until the all clear is given via radio. In actuality, 2 all clears are given, one for ASI employees and the second for everyone else to continue their daily business. Yes, the temptation for mischief may be strong, but think of all the trouble your prank will cause. At this point in our instruction, you're probably wondering what can be done within your own ASI department to prepare for disaster. It is important to know that your supervisor will have decision-making power in an emergency. A predetermined location outside of the building will serve as a meeting point. In case someone doesn't make it out, the supervisor will immediately know who is missing and alert the facility's staff. Your supervisor also serves as the emergency contact person, distributing information via the telephone. A telephone tree, or phone tree if you prefer slang, is set up so that each person in the organization is notified. For example, the boss phones the office supervisors. The office supervisors call the employees. Eventually, the whole gang knows of a developing situation on campus. When drawn out, it looks like a tree. Hey, wait a minute. Wake up, mug. You think you can just sleep this one off? This information may save your life one day. Don't let me catch you sleeping again. Let's see how well you perform in various disaster scenarios. Our friend the Building Marshal will be here to assist you. "10 years ago, during the California energy crisis, blackouts were common. Question: what must you never do in a power outage? Is it A, call 911, B, use an elevator, or C, light a candle? Trick question. The correct answer is all of the above. First of all, lit candles are never allowed in ASI facilities for any reason. Secondly, never call 911 for a power outage, as you may be blocking the line for callers with real emergencies. Avoid using the elevators as well. If you notice someone is trapped or get stuck yourself, contact the USU facility staff and the university police immediately. At ASI facilities, phones will remain operational, and ASI will continue providing services to the best of our ability. HAZMAT stands for hazardous materials. Many of these substances are stored in the student union and are potentially dangerous. In the case of a spill, well, what do you think we ought to do, Johnny? First, evacuate the area, then... Idiota. After clearing the area, immediately contact facility staff and follow their instructions. Render first aid to anyone that is injured, and be ready to provide as much information as possible to first responders. All hazmat materials come with a Material Safety Data Sheet, or MSDS. Consult this for health precautions related to the hazmat substance. Not all situations require an evacuation. The MSDS will let you know how dangerous a substance is. Rain is uncommon in Southern California. When it does rain, CSULB may see flooding. I know what you're thinking. A little bit of water never hurt anyone, right? If you come across a leak, do you A, grab a towel, B, grab a bucket, C, grab a slip and slide, or D, sit there and do nothing? If you notice a buildup of water, alert the facility's maintenance supervisor or the student building managers immediately. In the case of a flash or prolonged incident of flooding, the building will be evacuated and sections may remain closed until the area is safe to occupy. Not about to let a little rain stop you, eh, Johnny? Whoops. Very common to Southern California is heat, smog, and even wildfires. In all three cases, stay inside. Play some Pong. Listen to a record. Anything to reduce outdoor activity to a minimum. In the case of heat, be sure to drink plenty of water. If you feel yourself having breathing problems or nausea, seek immediate medical attention. For smog, the Air Quality Management District will notify campus if an alert has been issued for our area. Given the right conditions, CSULB can even experience heavy amounts of smoke and ash from nearby wildfires. Now, it's important for us all to remember that these tests are just simulations, no matter how realistic the simulation might be. One emergency for which there are no alerts is earthquakes. CSULB sits upon several major fault zones. A big one can affect campus and the surrounding area for months afterward. The first rule of earthquakes: if you are inside, stay inside. The majority of fatalities occur as people attempt to run outside. Your reaction is simple: drop, cover, and hold. Drop to the ground. If possible, get under a sturdy nearby object like a table. Cover yourself with your arms and legs, and hold on tight until the shaking stops. In the meantime, you may administer first aid to those around you, but be wary of aftershocks. Drop, cover, and hold is really your go-to in a number of situations. If you get caught outside in an earthquake, drop, cover, and hold away from any light poles, buildings, or trees. During severe weather, drop, cover, and hold along an interior wall away from any windows. Even in the event of an airplane crash or explosion, drop, cover, and hold away from any windows, as they have a tendency to shatter. At this point, we have been through a power outage, a hazmat spill, a flood, a heat and smog emergency, and an earthquake. And really, your training has just begun. It's a bomb threat, Johnny. Stay calm. Get as much information as you can out of the caller, including where is the bomb? What time will it go off? What kind of explosive is it? When was it placed? Why was it placed? What does it look like? What will cause it to explode? What is their name? And why did they choose this location? Do not hang up the phone. Leave it on the desk and do not use it again until instructed to do so by emergency personnel. Do not attempt to investigate the incident yourself. Call 911 immediately using a different line than the one that received the threat. Be prepared to answer descriptive questions about the caller, including age, ethnicity, tone of voice, and any background noises that you might have heard. Do not turn any lights on or off, or use radio or cell phones. Anything that emits a radio signal may detonate the explosives. It is important not to pull the fire alarm in response to a bomb threat. If evacuation is necessary, the building marshal will spread this information in person. That was a close call, but now you're safely outside. But wait a minute. no, that fella who made the bomb threat must have called for backup. Listen carefully, Johnny. First, maintain your composure. There will be chaos all around you, but those who are frightened will listen if you deliver clear and calm commands. Move into a room with no windows and lock the door. Turn off the lights. Drop, cover, and hold, and designate someone to call 911. An active shooter may try to trick you into leaving your place of refuge. Do not respond to any commands unless you are 100% sure that they are coming from a police officer. Oh no, you've been spotted. Stay calm. If you feel that escape is a good option, be sure to plan your route carefully and leave all personal belongings behind. There could be other shooters, as well as law enforcement in the process of clearing the building. If you find the cops, take all commands from them, and be careful. Only try to overpower the shooter as a last resort.
Pass!
Well, look at that. You did it, Johnny. You've passed your test. You're an expert in disaster response. Hot dog. And look at Mr. Popular over here.
Thanks, Johnny. You're the best.
Well, we'll save that for another day. In this film, we covered the role of the building marshal, evacuation drills, department-level disaster readiness, and individual training. Ultimately, at ASI, everyone is a building marshal and is trained as such. While the circumstances in this film are hard to predict, it is important to remain vigilant. As long as we prepare ourselves to do everything we can to survive, we will have done our part for ourselves, our friends, and for CSULB when disaster strikes.